In this video today, I'm going to be showing you some of the common mistakes that people tend to do on one of these test routes. Now, this is one of the test routes in West Wickham. So the test center is on the right side. So we shall start off from here. Again, good observations. Put your right signal. And then now the first thing is if you stopped this far back, there's a junction, you're too close to the junction to the end of the road, so you need to be careful before you start to pull out, because cars could easily turn into this road if you don't realize that. Because I can see there's a car which is actually turning into this road, so if I hadn't done that final check, you could have missed that car. So you need to be careful before you come out, before you pull out, to make sure that you do a good final blind spot check to your right. Again, as you proceed with this route, this is it's a bit narrow. Again, you can see cars parked on both sides, a potential meeting situation there. So just keep looking out as you go around the bend, and we're going to be turning right at the end of the road. Check your mirrors, center and right, put your right signal. Now position here, you need to try and position yourself a bit, again, left of the center, because it's quite a wide sort of road. Otherwise, if you position too far left, then you could easily, that could be the wrong position. So it'd be, keep it right, keep it left of the center, and then if it's clear, move off. Now at the traffic lights, we're going to be turning right. Now at these traffic lights, we're going to use the near side method. So we're keeping close. So the cars which are coming to turn right, they would have to turn from in front of us. So you check your mirrors, put the right signal, coming in nice and slow. And then there's a car which is already positioned to turn right. Okay, I'll wait here. And then so when you're coming to turn right here, you need to try and keep as close to your side as possible, trying to leave enough room for cars which are coming to turn right from the opposite direction. So they will turn from in front of you and you turn from in front of them. Sometimes if you got the bus coming from the other side, they can still, but they can still fit anyway. So okay, so you're waiting, and then prepare the car. Then observations. Now when you come out, you keep it nice and slow, trying to keep close to your side, leaving enough room for that car which is coming to turn right. And then if it's clear, then you can go. Now once you turn into this road here, you've got a cycle lane on the left. So it's ended there, so you keep away from the cycle lane. And then we're approaching, going around the bend. Now the speed limit here is 30 miles an hour, so keep an eye on your speed. And then we've got a speed camera coming up, so make sure that you don't end up overspeeding as you're approaching the camera. Now at the roundabout, we're going to be turning right. Third exit, signposted for Addington. So the problem here would be approaching in the wrong lane. So we're going to be turning right. We shall keep in the right hand lane and then try to check your mirror before you put the left signal. So at this point, we're approaching the traffic, we're approaching the roundabout. Check your mirrors, center and right, and then you put the right signal about there. Now the lanes, they're not very wide, but still they're wide enough to be able to, the lane is wide enough to be able to fit 2 cars. So try and keep as close to the right as possible. Look into your right, make sure it's clear, and then first exit. Once you get to the center of the second exit, check your mirrors, put the left signal, and then you cross over and then exit the roundabout. Now there's a bus, so again, I would check your mirrors, put the signal, assess the situation before you overtake the bus. Got parked cars on the left side. Again, make sure that you don't end up too close to them. They ask you to pull up on this road here. Check your mirrors, put the left signal. Then you come to pull up, keeping it nice, good position there. And then pull up, ask you to move off. Again, this is a bit of a busy sort of road. When you're coming to pull up from here, you need to be careful because there's a lot of traffic coming in. You need to take your time. Don't pull out in front of oncoming traffic. Make sure it's clear. Put the signal, check your mirrors first, and then keep looking out for those cars coming. Check your mirror, and then if it's clear, blind spot check, and then you move off. Now at the next roundabout, we're going straight ahead, second exit. Now for this one, again, there are 2 lanes. We're going to use the left lane, going straight, looking to your right, making sure it's clear, and then once you merge, again, put the left signal in the middle of the first exit. And then, now that roundabout is a little bit tight. Again, people tend to sort of position a bit too far to the right, almost covering in between the 2 lanes. Try and keep as far left as possible to leave enough room for cars turning right. Now, when you get to this road here, this is the 40-mile zone. So you need to try and maintain the car at a good speed. Keep the speed at 40 miles an hour. And then, but also make sure that we don't end up too close to the cars ahead. We need to maintain a reasonable, safe distance. Car ahead is braking, so I would sort of think about slowing down. So we need to maintain the 2-second rule. Now at the next roundabout, okay, so the traffic is beginning to slow down a bit, so you sort of start easing off. Don't wait until you get too close to that car in front, and then you slam the brakes. That could easily become a serious problem. So try to, if you see them slowing down, start easing off gently and progressively. And as we get to the roundabout as well, the traffic begins to sort of build up. So you need to start looking out for the point where the traffic is beginning to build up so that you can start slowing down as you're approaching the stationary traffic to avoid, again, slamming the brakes a bit too hard towards the end. Now at the roundabout, we're going straight ahead, second exit, signposted for Croydon Town Centre. So again, now the mistake here is there are two lanes. Normally you would be using the left lane for going straight ahead, but on this roundabout the left lane is for turning left. So we're going to use the right lane for going straight ahead. So we're approaching. Again, mirrors signal should be on by now. And then we start approaching, start looking out for cars coming from the right, leaving the left lane for turning left. And then if it's clear, we merge. So past the first exit, no, in the middle of the first exit, that's when you check your mirrors, put your left signal, and then don't cross over to the other side of the hashed markings. Keep right, and then you merge. Now once we merge, once you exit the roundabout, I would keep it in the right lane, because ahead we're still following directions for Croydon Town Centre, which is we're still turning right, second exit. Signposted for Croydon Town Centre. You can't see, the leaves are covering. So you check your mirrors, center and right, put the right signal. Now there are two lanes here which are both turning right. I would use the middle lane and then come in, do the observations, and then as you merge onto roundabout, keep in the middle lane, and then it becomes the left lane. At this point, put your left signal, check your mirror, put the left signal, and then you exit the roundabout in the left-hand lane, like that. Now, if you're to use the right-hand lane, that means that means when you exit the roundabout, you would end up in the right-hand, you would end up on the right side or in the right lane, which is again not the best position to maintain. You would have to try and move over back into the left lane, but that's the best to avoid using the right lane. So this is the 40-mile zone. We're still in a 40, so we maintain speed, but at the same time maintaining a reasonable distance from the car in front. Keep going straight on. Now we're approaching a bit of a hill ahead, so you would have to start. First of all, the speed limit changes here. This is 30, so you would have had to slow down a bit as you're approaching. By the time you get to this point, your speed is down to 30 miles an hour, but then you're approaching a hill, so you need to be again slowing down, making sure that you drop those gears probably back to gear number 2 so that you can maintain. Okay, now the next we're going to be turning right, signposted for Shirley. Now again, this one, if you need to be moving over into the right lane, check your mirrors, put the right signal. If you don't move over into the right lane in time, again, you're gonna end up stuck in the left lane, because the cars coming in the right lane, they're coming a bit too fast, and then you're gonna have a problem. So you need to try as soon as possible to position the car into the right-hand lane for turning right at the traffic lights. And then stop, lights change, check your mirrors, and then move off. Now once we turn right, now this one is a 30-mile zone, so we're coming in, and then they would ask you to pull up on the left side here. Now we've got a cycle lane which runs all the way to the end of this road, so if they ask you to pull up here, you're gonna have to pull up in the cycle lane. Check your mirrors, put the signal, and then you stop in the cycle lane. Again, you're just stopping for a bit, you're not gonna be here so it should be safe. And then And then you prepare to move off. Again, check your mirrors, put your signal, and then final check, looks clear, then you move off. Approaching a bit of a bend. So again, as you approach this bend, you need to start easing off the gas so that you can get the car slowing down a little bit, so that you don't end up shooting off, you don't end up going too fast around the bend. Nice and slow, maintain a good, and then once it clears, then get the speed back up, and then coming down a bit of a slope. Again, at this point, you're gonna have to use the brakes to keep it nice and slow, because the car is going to pick up speed as you're going downhill. Just use the brakes, nice and slow, and then car slows down. Continue. And then there's a pedestrian crossing coming up there. Again, look out for any pedestrians that could be crossing. Stop and wait for them. At the next roundabout coming up, we're going to be turning right, second exit. Signposted for West Wickham. So again, you begin by checking your mirrors, center and right, and then you put your right signal. Once you get to the roundabout signs, slowing down, dropping this gears to number 2, and then you're looking, observations, making sure it's clear. There's a car coming, you stop, make sure it's clear, and then you proceed. And then try and keep it as close to the center. Once you get to the first exit, check your mirrors, left signal, and then you exit the roundabout. Try to keep it left, and then again, you've got a cycle lane on the left side there. Try and keep away from that cycle lane, keep it clear. Keep going, approaching a bit of a bendy. Okay, this is still a cycle lane on the left. Try and keep it clear. Approaching traffic lights. Again, make sure that you don't end up running through the red lights. Coming in, looking out for cars pulling out of the junctions on the left. They pull out. Again, if they are in your way, stop and let them go. And then at the traffic lights, we're going to be turning right. Now the right turn here. Now this road again is a little bit narrow, so you would need to wait until you get towards the end. That's when you position the car in the right lane, or in the right hand lane. And then when you come to turn right, again, we're going to use the near side method. Again, there's an arrow. You're going to follow the arrows. The arrows should be able to help you how to position the car when you're turning right. But point is, you're going to keep the car, keep it right. Any cars coming to turn right, they would be turning from in front of you, and you're going to be turning from in front of them. So we're waiting. And then if it's clear, now there's a car coming to turn right. I would position in the arrow. The arrow is there, so that's why you stop. He stops there, and then you're waiting. Wait for the cars coming straight on. They've got the right of way, and then looking out for those cars coming straight. Okay, so once it's clear, then move off. And then we're coming to a mini roundabout. Now at this mini roundabout, we're going to be turning left. Now this is one of them closed mini roundabouts. Very hard to see what's coming in on your right, so check your mirrors, put the left signal. You're gonna come in nice and slow. Now the cars ahead, they're going straight. That means we can go with them, but now they've gone, so now I have to come in nice and slow. Look out on the right, make sure that there's nothing coming. If it's clear, then I can proceed. Now as I was approaching that mini roundabout, there were cars coming from the opposite direction that were coming straight. If I had gone a little bit faster, I could have been able to make it with those cars, but I did hold back a little bit, and then, but yeah, that was the situation. Now this one here, another mini roundabout, we're going straight. Now this one is a bit open, but you need to try and go around the little circle in the middle of the road. Try and avoid going across the circle. It's wide enough, you should be able to fit around without having the need to go over the circle in the middle. And then we've got a bit of a tight road here. Again, look out for cars. Sometimes you get a bus coming down this narrow sort of road, so if you spot the bus, try and pull in so that you give way if it's safe to do so. And then we're going to take the next left. It's quite a bit of a sharp turn, because the cars park all the way to the end here, so it's even very hard to see it until you're almost at the turning point. But again, look out, make sure that you don't end up rushing into that turn. Then at this point, again, this is still a 20. It's not too tight, so we've got cars on the left side. Just make sure that you don't end up, maintain a reasonable distance from the parked cars, at least a meter. And then mini roundabout coming up, we're going straight ahead. Now this mini roundabout, again, is a bit of a closed one, so we have to come in a bit slower. So we shall clutch down, use the brakes gently, and then come in, drop it back to number 1, have a good look, make sure there's nothing coming, and then proceed. And then the next mini roundabout, we're going to be turning. There are actually 2 mini roundabouts quite close to each other. So we're going straight ahead at the first one, and then left at the second one. So the first one, again, is a bit of a closed one. So we shall come in nice and slow, drop it back to gear number 1, have a good look, make sure there's nothing coming, and then it's clear. Then the second one is quite open. We can see there's nothing coming from the right, and then we can turn. Otherwise, if you got cars coming in from the right, then you would have had to stop and wait for them. And then you take the next left. Now again, they might ask you to pull up here. So again, just same procedure. Now we're coming to the end, we're turning left. Again, check your mirrors, center and left signal. And then coming in, clutch goes down, braking gently. Position the car, good observations, looking clear. Then you proceed. Now you take the next right. Now this right turn, again, pretty much looks straightforward. Take the next right. Make sure that you don't end up cutting that corner. It's a bit of it's not very straight. So you come to a crossroad here. Now this is another common mistake. If you don't realize that it's a crossroad, you're gonna end up rushing right across. So what you need to do, come in nice and slow, drop it, do the proper observations, check your left, check your right, make sure it's clear before you proceed. Now that junction there, a lot of people don't realize that it's a junction, and they end up running, trying to go across without stopping to do the observations, which again, the examiner is going to stop you if you do that. So you need to be looking out for that. And then we're going to turn right at the end. Again, checking the mirrors, center and right, put the right signal, and then we coming to the end. Looking out for cars coming from the right. And then So this is again is a very busy road, so you might be inclined to come and stop in the middle, but again, avoid doing that. Wait, try and be patient, wait until traffic clears on both sides, and then you just sort of move in one go. Otherwise you could get a problem, a serious fault for that as well. So keep it clear, make sure that traffic clears on both sides, and then if it's clear, then you pull out. And then okay, now this road, this is a 30-mile zone, looks pretty much quite clear. Now sometimes this road, again, you need to be careful as you're coming toward these we're coming towards the traffic lights. Sometimes it's a pretty much a clear sort of road, you're doing 30 miles an hour, you could easily end up running through those lights. So as you're approaching the traffic lights, try to start slowing down a bit, even if especially if they're green. Try to start thinking about the possible chance that they could change as you're getting closer. So try to sort of ease off the gas slightly, and then until you've gone close enough to a point whereby you've now committed to go. But if you're still a bit further back approaching, try not to. As you get close to the traffic lights, try to anticipate those lights changing as you're getting too close. Now the next one, we're going to be turning right at the roundabout, third exit. Again, you begin by checking your mirrors and turn right, put the right signal. Now this is one lane, so we shall try and keep it in the middle. Look out for cars coming from your right. If it's looking clear, then you can go. First, middle of the second exit, put your left signal, and then exit the roundabout. And then you are now heading back towards the test center. Then again, we've got traffic lights here, so just look out for these traffic lights so that you don't end up stopping or running the red lights. And we also get a lot of it's a very busy high street, so you get pedestrians, people walking across, trying to cross the roads. Again, just keep looking out for pedestrians so that you don't end up running into them. You get parked cars on the left side. Again, look out for cars opening so that you don't end up. Again, maintain a reasonable gap, so it's quite busy, and these cars, they are very busy. They keep coming in and out, so you need to be looking out for that. And then we're coming towards the traffic lights. We're going to be turning right. Now again, the method we're going to apply still is the near side method here. So we're coming to turn right. We're gonna keep the cars which are coming to turn right, we're gonna keep right so that you turn from in front of the cars which are coming from the opposite direction. Okay, so you check your mirrors, center and right, put your right signal, and then Okay, traffic is moving. So again, at this point, we're going to go. We've got a truck which is turning. It's a bit too big. So again, lights have changed. So we'll stop and wait. So again, ahead you can see the cars which are coming to turn right. They would be turning from in front of us, and then would be turning from in front of them. So keep it to your side. They can keep it to their side. And the test center is just right across. So we're almost at the end of the test route here. Okay, so traffic is moving. Check your mirrors, and then you come in nice and slow. There's a road markings there, so you position, turning slightly to the right, and then looking out for cars coming from behind. The cars which are turning right, we need to give way to those cars. So we need to wait until it's clear, then we can move off.